I think running between the wickets is very important because, for two reasons. Let's explain why they're important. The obvious one, you add runs to your score and to the total. Okay? The less obvious one, it breaks the rhythm of the bowling side. It disrupts the bowler's confidence and his rhythm if the batsmen are rotating the strike all the time. It also irritates the bowler hugely if singles are being taken of his perceived good deliveries. So, excuse me, if you can develop your running between the wickets, and it's the awareness, so it's not just playing the shot and admiring the shot, okay? You've got to play the shot, be aware that the ball's gone into the gap. I can take that single. You obviously need a good understanding with your partner, and you need to discuss that beforehand. And he needs to back up sufficiently to enable you to take that run. But it's a very important part. And of course, a part of compiling an innings. And of course, the other benefit for you as the batsman is that it's giving you the feel-good feeling that you've taken the run, that you're positive, you're energised, you're looking to be proactive. All these things, impart on the score, but also impart on the way you feel about yourself. So it's very important. Whereas if you just never take a single, you're not hurting the bowler. You're not putting him under pressure. Taking singles puts him under pressure and irritates him. And if you've got a left-hand, right-hand combination, it's more awkward for him. So it makes it more difficult for him to settle into a plan.
That's traditionally quite difficult to work on, especially in a net situation where you don't have that environment where there's fielders and you can see the gaps and all the rest of it. So how do you work on that in training?
It's not the easiest thing to work on because you are in a situation in training, whether it's a team practice, whether you're practicing individually, the time available to do that is difficult. But, you could do it in a net practice if there was 2 or 3 of you practicing and you've got 2 or 3 bowlers and your coach maybe, every time you played a 4 defensive shot, it went out on the offside slightly, he called you for a run and that sort of stuff. You've got to sort of practice. It's you being self-aware that's important, of knowing where the field is, knowing what you can do, whether who's fielding, how good a fielder he is maybe, and being proactive. Generally, I would say, if 2 batsmen run every time, even if they hit the ball almost straight to a fielder, they would get in most times. It would take an exceptional piece of fielding for a fielder to pick the ball up and throw the wicket down. Not impossible, obviously, because we see it regularly at all levels. Okay, but if you both run as a partner and a non-striker as a striker, you're going to be very close to getting in. Any hesitation from the fielder and you're going to make it. It's normally the hesitation from the batsman that does for him in a run out. It's not the brilliant bit of fielding. If they both go straight away. But it's the awareness you have to look for. It's not a technical skill, it's the awareness, knowing what angles the fielders are. And you can obviously practice that if you've got the resources and you've got the time.
I guess that falls into your knowledge, the knowledge section. As the more you play, the more you become aware of.
Absolutely.
Fielders.
And also, it comes into the technique slightly because the more you let the ball come to you. I've already highlighted this and mentioned this. The more you let the ball come to you as a batsman, the more you can manoeuvre the ball around. If you go out to meet the ball, the less you can do with it, manoeuvring it around. If you play it later, you can manoeuvre it into the gaps. You can nudge it into the gaps. The more you play hard at the ball, go at the ball, the less you can do that. Sure, you can hit the ball hard, but you're hitting it more sort of straighter. And the later you play, the more you can run it into the gaps or let it drop down at your feet. And if your partner's aware, you can come through for a single because the bowler's very unlikely to run through and kick the ball onto the stumps or whatever it takes if your partner, your non-striker, is aware.